Just so you know, I wasn't initially planning on making this a full-length video. It was going to be a short, if anything, but I don't know. I just got into really thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I have to talk about this in some capacity, and I don't think a short can really do it justice. So just the other day, I was like looking up Sonic the Hedgehog action figures, which is something I normally do just to see, if the new Jax figures have released and they're on the shelves now, and maybe I can go pick them up and grab them or whatever. And I was just thinking, like, man, it'd be really cool if some of the older Sonic characters had action figures and stuff like that, like characters you never really see anymore. And Jax is doing a lot of that now with characters like Chaos getting a figure, and even though he was in Sonic Forces, still, it's kind of like an out-of-the-box character getting a figure, especially before characters like, I don't know, Blaze the Cat, which is really bizarre to me, but super cool. Anyway, you get the point. Like, I want to see more figures be made of characters that, we don't really see too much in the series anymore or at all anymore. So, as I was kind of doing this little research here, just going through some Sonic characters in my head and typing them in my little search box there and typing figures afterwards, I stumbled across one particular figure that cost $5,000. $5,000. Now, before I go off on a little tangent here, I do want to make it clear that this figure is actually indeed a rare figure. It is discontinued, and it belongs to a toy line that I don't even believe exists anymore. The figure I'm talking about is the Resource Sonic Adventure E102 Gamma figure. Now, having said that out loud, I do want to premise this. I understand why this figure would be so highly priced. I mean, you have a really obscure Sonic character who's only appeared in a couple games. It's from a toy line that no longer exists, and it's perfectly in mint condition as it's in the box. But it's $5,000. Now, just as a kind of metric for comparison, I pulled up some prices for used cars, and you can get a used car for under $5,000 depending on where you live and where you're getting it from. I just want to make that clear that this figure is worth more than some used cars. And I don't want to shame anyone by saying this next part, but I see that there are 11 people watching this figure. They're currently like looking at this figure and like waiting for the price to drop, that kind of thing. But I also noticed that there are other versions of this figure that are available for significantly lower prices. Like, I saw a different one on eBay for $4,000 less than what this person is offering, and I saw another one with the box open for like $200. Still, I mean, I think $1,000 is probably still completely unreasonable. 200 might be kind of pushing, like, alright, we're in the safe zone here. I think 200 isn't too bad. I think 200 is a reasonable price for a figure of this kind of stature, but wow, I mean, I don't want to sit here and shame anyone because, like, again, I do want to make this clear. I've made some questionable purchases in the past. I mean, if you were to play with me in Fortnite, you'd see that all of the skins I have are just purely me throwing money at the fireplace, wondering where it's going. But I just wanted to basically kind of say that. I'm not trying to shame nobody here, but this is insane. Now, of course, I do want to say this again. I think the Resource figures are probably some of the best the Sonic the Hedgehog series has had before. Like, just looking at them, I think you can easily tell, like, these are high quality. They're really well made. But, I don't know, $5,000, I mean, come on, we're really pushing it now. And also, even if you are someone who thinks that the $5,000 price tag is reasonable and you're okay, or maybe you're the person who actually put this figure up and you're like, whoa, what's wrong with it? It's $5,000 because it's $5,000, it's worth that much. Fair. Alright, fine. I'm gonna let that slide. But there was one other thing I saw actually while I was doing this little kind of figure hunt that I think everyone and their mom can agree on the price being completely ridiculous for what it's being offered. Alright, so switching gears here, there's it's a Funko Pop. Let's just start by saying that. This is a Funko Pop, and I know a lot of people out there actually detest Funko with everything they have in them because they think they're just like horrible figures, or I guess, I don't even know what they're supposed to be, just standees or whatever with these beady eyes and they just look ridiculous or whatever. But I'm someone actually who really does like them. I have quite a bit of them in my collection, as you can see here. But this particular Funko Pop is a Super Shadow Funko that has never actually been like on the shelves anywhere. It was like a Comic Con exclusive kind of thing. So I understand an unreasonable price for a Funko. I understand that. However, this is just an unreasonable price in general. What I'm looking at here is over $700 for a Funko Pop. I'm at a loss for words. I'm totally mesmerized by what I'm looking at here that I cannot even describe to you my feelings on the inside. So by now you're probably wondering, SONICSTA, why did you make this video? Why are you talking about a $5,000 Sonic action figure or a $700 Sonic Funko Pop? And the reason why I made this, I'm glad you asked by the way, is because I want to draw awareness to this. I think a lot of people need to know that there are figures that we as fans would love to see that aren't getting made anymore, and because they're not, we're resorting to spending more money than we should on these figures. I just think it's unrealistic and it's just unfair because $5,000 for one figure, I mean, $5,000 can get you probably the whole set of Jakks figures if you really want to get technical about it. But you know what, I can talk all day about this, and I think I pretty much covered everything I wanted to say. So, thank you all so much for watching. I hope someone from Sega watched this video just so they know that there is a desire out there for figures like these to come back. Like, we want an E102 gamer. I don't know who doesn't want that. That's a Sonic fan. It's gonna sell because we're Sonic fans. We want that. Chaos went off the shelves pretty quickly, and so did, like, every other figure they made that's pretty, like, relatively obscure. But with that being said, this is Sonic signing out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a super blessed day, y'all.
Why are you playing that trash?